Hey friend, Kelley here with the Level Up Co. It is Tuesday, August 27th, and as you may know, last week Taylor and I hosted Break into the Luxury Market, a free 3-day workshop where we shared our step-by-step system to consistently booking $10,000 weddings. It was incredible. We had nearly 2,000 filmmakers and photographers register and attend. And if you were there with us, can I just say thank you? Taylor and I were so proud to be your mentors last week, and please know that we recognized how you showed up for yourself to reach your business goals. If you didn't have a chance to attend, that's okay. Life is busy. So for today's podcast, Taylor and I wanted to give you a glimpse into day 2 of our workshop. Based on the feedback from attendees, it was the most impactful session filled with many new strategies and implementation secrets to set you on your way to reaching a new level of client. After today, if you loved listening to this session, be sure to catch replays from each day of the workshop by going to thelevelupco.com/replays and make sure you listen before they expire. Lastly, the doors to our signature program, the Luxury Mastermind, close tomorrow. We already have many photographers and filmmakers who have reserved their seat inside of our 12-week mastermind, and we are incredibly excited to provide them with all of the tools, etiquette, strategy, and systems to take their businesses to new heights, ones that they never knew were possible. Whether you have big goals of becoming the premium choice in your local market or breaking into the luxury market, this program is truly what you need to get there. Seats are limited to ensure that we can provide an individualized level of support within our mastermind group, so there are just a few spots left. And if you're ready to see real results and take your business to its fullest potential, head over to thelevelupco.com/mastermind to enroll. Remember, friend, each day is another day stuck in the same cycle if you don't take action for your business. We would be honored to welcome you inside of Mastermind this fall. Again, doors officially close tomorrow, so now is the time to take that action. Let's get into the episode that we have for you today. I hope you enjoy it, and as always, thank you for listening in.
This is the Level Up Podcast. I'm Taylor Petronovitch.
And I'm Kelley Gilster of 618 Studios.
And we are on a mission to help wedding filmmakers and photographers level up their businesses so you can make more and work less.
We want to help you confidently take your business from mainstream to luxury, and it all starts right here. All right, you guys, welcome to day 2 of Break into the Luxury Market. If you joined us live yesterday, welcome live again today. If you didn't join live yesterday, welcome to your first day of being live with us. Hopefully you caught the replay from yesterday, but honestly, if there's a day to hop in, it is day 2, because we covered, a lot of good things in day 1, but day 2 is like very tactical things. So we're happy that you're here. We have 75 people live with us right now. I know that number is going to continue growing. We're just getting started. So let's get into it. Breaking into the luxury market is made possible by the successfully completing the luxury market pyramid. We talked about this yesterday, and we laid the foundation of that pyramid. Now we're going to be talking about 4 different quadrants in this middle section that you see. After you've laid that foundation, you're deciding on a path forward for your business once and for all. Maybe you've kind of just aimlessly been going through business. This is what you guys have now in store for you. You guys have made these beautiful vision boards. You've shared with us that you have big financial goals. You have big creative goals. Many of you guys said, hey, I'm at a level 1. I want to get to a level 3, or I'm at a level 2. I want to get to level 5. That's amazing. Wherever you guys are in your goals, Taylor and I want to help you get there, and we can help you guys get there. So you committed to the strategic path too. Taylor's the one that took the strategic path. She started her business in 2017, and look where she is now. I mean, just a few weeks ago, she booked a $22,000 wedding for videography only. It's going to take setting that clear vision, creating a strategy, and gaining traction quickly. And that's going to be the strategic path that's going to get you, growth within a few months, less than a year, that's exciting to be thinking. Think about where you could be sitting August of 2025 in a completely different financial situation, a completely new caliber of clientele that you're serving, and creative partners that like finally want to work collaboratively together. So, by successfully completing the luxury market pyramid, we're laying the foundation. Now we are setting the strategy. So, what is that strategy? Let's talk about it. It's the luxury framework formula. So, it's 4 quadrants that's going to make this up. Make sure you have your notes handy. You're going to be taking lots and lots of notes here. The luxury framework formula consists of visibility, speaking the luxury language, having an active brand, and having a solid body of work. When all of these are formed and completed, that is when you have access to the luxury market. That's what so many of these luxury vendors and those who are, getting published in top publications like Vogue or, on Over the Moon, Brides, they have all decided that each one of these quadrants needs to work cohesively together in order to bring their brand to that next level. So, let me introduce you to Osiris and Michelle. They are past students of ours. We absolutely adore them, and we have been cheering on their success since 2023. They are a wife and wife team. They came to us joining our mastermind. They were feeling stagnant in their current market in Florida. They were just confused on how to grow. They kind of had been trying some things here and there, but they didn't know exactly how to make that real traction to make real changes in their business. We helped them find their ideal client, pinpoint which portfolio pieces to highlight, and help to refine their marketing and pricing strategy to get them unstuck. They recently booked a $14,000 wedding in their home state of Florida, and they were recently named top wedding videographer by Over the Moon. Things have really changed for them. We love to see it, and we would love to see it happen for you too.
Yeah, we're so proud of them. It's incredible to see all of our students' successes. And we love that we are just a little part of their story in that growth too. So we're going to talk about creating an active brand. This is the first quadrant in this luxury framework formula that we go through really in depth inside our programs. But having an active brand is so incredibly important. As soon as you realize that your brand consists of basically the entirety of your business, both online and in person, things change immediately. So let's talk about it, because branding is the essence of your business. Branding is not just a logo. Branding is not just your business name or your colors or all of those fun things that we like to create brand boards on Pinterest with. Branding goes so much deeper. And as soon as you master this, you've unlocked that first quadrant. And we are so passionate about helping people really refine their brand in a way that's still true to you, but that speaks that luxury language. And a solid brand will put your ideal client into your orbit. There's a lot of brands out there and there's a lot of clients out there, and not all of them are a great match for each other. So this is the first step in attracting your ideal clients to you, is creating that active brand. So how do you do this? I mean, we can talk about it all day, but it really boils down to a few crucial steps that you really need to master. And you guys, I'm like such a data nerd. I love creating graphics. This is like my love language to you. So this is our active brand BAT pyramid, and you'll see why it's named that in a second, because it's made of the base, which is clear understanding of your ideal client. I think there's so many people out there who are in the habit of just booking whatever clients come their way, and they haven't put a ton of thought into who their ideal client is. Or maybe you think your ideal client is just somebody between the ages of 20 and 40 who wants to get married. Like, there's my ideal client. No, if that's what you think ideal client is, we need to dig so much deeper. And we have a lot of tools to help you do that. But you really need to gain an understanding, because that's going to be the base of your brand. Next, you're going to learn how to attract that ideal client, bring them into your orbit. So that's going to be high quality visual representation. This is generally going to be things that are online. So this will include things like your website, like your logo, fonts, colors, all of those visual things. Your visual brand identity is going to fall under this attract segment of the pyramid. And then trust. Building trust in your audience and in your potential clients will lead to bookings. And it also is really important to say that as you enter the luxury market, we kind of think of wedding planners as our client too. So you need to be able to build trust with those creative partners as well. And the way you do that is in person leverage. So many people, I mean, nearly everyone on the planet has access to internet, right? And so that means anyone can create a website, anyone can create an Instagram. So what that does is that makes people automatically slightly distrustful if you have only interacted online. Like, have you ever heard of like, is this a scam? Like, I don't know if I can trust this. So once you bring that brand into an in-person setting, you need to make sure it's extremely cohesive with what you've put out there on the internet, and that builds trust, right? So if you have created a brand that seems this way, but then you meet somebody in person and you're totally different than what you've put out online, that's going to deteriorate your trust. So in-person leverage is huge. And again, things we go really, really into depth in our program. We love workbooks, we love worksheets, we love walking people through these processes and really gaining a deep understanding. And unfortunately, we can't dive that deep into it during a 1 hour call today on this Wednesday, but these are things we go into depth with our mastermind students, and we have a huge array of exercises to go through to make sure you really, really nail this down because it is so incredibly important.
Yeah. So this is another thing Taylor put together. We're going to determine where your brand currently is. So looking at this graph, it's based on intentionality and then also aesthetic. So if you have low intentionality in your brand and you have a low aesthetic, meaning your website maybe needs to be refreshed, or you're just not intentional about how you're showing up on social media, that's when you have an aimless brand. So you're just kind of aimlessly existing. Your brand is just, no ideal client is determined. You don't really know like who to work with or who you're serving. And that's a really dangerous place to be. That's when we get maybe the most stuck in our business. Next is if you have high intentionality, but low aesthetics, then you have an inconsistent brand. So let's look at, intentionality. Let's say you're really wanting to show up on social media. And so you're posting every single day, but the aesthetics are off and you're kind of just posting to post because you want that intentionality to be high. We're going to get some inconsistency there because, you're kind of just like, throwing spaghetti at a wall and seeing what sticks. And that's only going to bring a wide array of, low budget clients or just lots of different clients and not your ideal client with the ideal creative partners that you want to work with. Next, if you have high aesthetics, right? Your work is super, super beautiful, but maybe the intentionality of your business and your messaging isn't there, then you have what we would describe as a pretty brand, right? I've seen Taylor and I look at lots of Instagram accounts. We look at lots of websites. And a lot of times there's just like something quite a little bit broken where the portfolio is probably there, right? It looks great. The body of work looks solid, but the copywriting kind of falls flat. There's no intentionality there. There's other areas that we could get into, and this is something that we walk through with all of our students during our coaching program. But we're able to piece this all together to where we have high intentionality and high aesthetic. And that's when we have an irresistible brand where clients are, the leads are qualified. They have bigger budgets. Planners are flocking to work with you because you have a high aesthetic and you have high intentionality. They know who you serve and they know that their client is someone who you could serve really well. And so it's just a really cohesive mix and it works really, really well. It's a beautiful, like harmonious click of a button. So it's so good to self-reflect on where we are and be really real with ourselves as business owners. I think it's so easy to just put those blinders on, like we talked about yesterday, and just be working in our business, get those edits out, get those galleries out. Okay, here, let me post on social media just to let people know that I'm still alive as a business. And that's really no way to live. That's not where we're going to be getting that traction, which we'll talk a little bit more tomorrow about that. So I also want to introduce you to past mastermind student Gabrielle. Gabrielle is a cinematographer in upstate New York. She's absolutely adorable. Look at that smile. Like, how can you not love her? We absolutely love her. She said that she'd been growing slow and steady for years, but with Taylor and Kelley's thoughtful advice and experience, I quickly reached my goal of booking a $10,000 wedding this year. It took less than a year for her to take our program, go through it in 12 weeks, and very quickly join what we call the 5-figure club. Taylor and I have a little celebration within our program where when you reach that 5-figure club, it is a big deal, because it is a big deal. And for so many of us, and maybe even you here right now, you may think, I will never be able to book a 5-figure wedding, but it can be possible, and we can tell you how to get there.
Okay, so we just talked about how to build an active brand. So let's take a look at this luxury market pyramid again, because there's 3 more quadrants to get through, guys. We're cooking, we're doing really great. Next is going to be your body of work. And these two things together, your brand, having an active brand, and your body of work, those together create a sense of high value in your business. Those two things work cohesively together because they're both highly visual and they kind of bounce off of each other. So let's talk about how to really curate that body of work to speak the language of luxury. We want you to have an intentional body of work. That's the biggest asterisk we could put in this whole slide deck, is intentionality, being intentional with your body of work. So many people that we talk to just post everything. They post every wedding they've ever captured. They have them all on their Instagram, all in their portfolio and everything. And this is your sign to really dial it back and be intentional with what you share. And the reason why is because your ideal clients need to be able to see themselves and their wedding and their vision for their wedding in your work. They need to be able to land on your website, on your portfolio page, or on your Instagram feed and think, oh, wow, this is exactly what I want. They get me, right? That's what we want. We all have that intrinsic desire to feel seen, to feel valued, to feel heard. And by showing people or mirroring to your ideal clients that through your body of work, you understand them, you'll be able to be an easy yes every time. And your body of work needs to be in alignment with your ideal client as well. And so for this reason, you can see why your ideal client and having a deep understanding of them is the base to that pyramid, because all of the rest of your brand and your business is going to be based off of that as well. So you can't really skip any steps here. It all works cohesively together. In order to reach your goals. So it's really, really an in-depth process that we love to walk students through. But we'll start here. How do you create an intentional body of work? There are a few things, and if you have your workbook, this is a huge fill in the blank moment, because we're going to walk you through our portfolio principles. You guys, we love alliteration here. So here are our portfolio principles that we're sharing with you. Your body of work should reflect your strongest work. And notice strongest is bolded, because sometimes we will get to a wedding and we know, we're driving home at the end of the day and we're like, I nailed that. I did amazing. Whereas other times, maybe we'll be driving home and be like, I didn't get this. The timeline didn't allow for that. I didn't, I wasn't able to do my very, very best work this time, right? So we need to be able to recognize what our best work is, because that's going to be a qualifier for your portfolio. Your body of work should also represent your ideal client the best that you can. And we go into depth in this in our program too. If you don't have anything that reflects your ideal client, there's ways to get around that for now. But you need to have that ideal client in mind when designing your portfolio. Your body of work should represent your niche. So niche is a pretty broad term. I feel like that's a juxtaposition right there, because niche literally means specific. But if you want to specialize in European destination weddings, I would say that's a niche. If you want to specialize in adventure elopements, or if you want to specialize in beach weddings, in capturing weddings in Southern California, or maybe you're going with more style, maybe you're very classic and understated, or maybe you like loud over the top celebrations. These are all niches that we can explore and incorporate into your brand and into your portfolio, and your body of work should reflect those things. Your body of work should showcase locations you want to book more of, right? So I'm going to use Kelley, for example. She's based in Southern California, but what really ignites her as a creative is capturing events in Montana, Wyoming, those big wide open spaces with a tent built on that land. She loves that. So as somebody who is actively trying to attract more of that work, that's what she's showcasing and pushing to the front and center of her portfolio more and more. So if you have something like that, or if that triggers something in you, then that little nugget was definitely for you. And your body of work should be made up of content that will further your business. You should always be thinking, like, is this going to move me closer to my goals or no? And if it's a yes, if this wedding, showcasing this wedding in my portfolio or anywhere online is going to help me move towards my goals, that's an easy yes. If it's a no, it actually might hold me back, that's an easy no. And if there's a gray area, then that's maybe when you want to get some outside eyes on that piece of content so that they can give you a third party opinion, because sometimes we can be emotionally attached to our work and really love the clients, or it was a really special day, but having a third party objective piece of insight on that is going to be really, really helpful. So I would love to hear in the comments, on a scale from 1 to 10, maybe with like 1 being the worst and 10 being the best, how would you currently rate your portfolio? And just to like let you in on a little secret, Kelley and I are not rating our portfolios as 10s either, because they're always a work in progress. So there's always room for improvement. So I'm hoping to not see any 10s in here. Um, but we would love to see, because this is something that's really great to be mindful of in what we need to be working on to further our businesses towards our goals. Okay, guys, I told you this is jam-packed. So hopefully your hand's not cramping up from taking all the notes, because we're gonna dive into visibility. We're moving along. We're just painting a picture of all of the things that you need to have super solid and intact in order to reach that luxury market, book those 5-figure weddings. So we're gonna talk about visibility now. This is marketing, okay? So I want you to reflect. Do I have good visibility? Do people in my market that I want to be serving know who I am? Do they think of me as an option when they're thinking, hey, I know somebody who's getting married and they need a photographer or a videographer, like I'm going to refer them? Are they automatically thinking of you? Or maybe they're going off to other people? Are you visible to the right people? Are you getting the referrals from the people that you need to be getting referrals from in order to book those clients, right? And so as we're growing, a lot of times it's going to be planners, right? Are you visible? That's such a great question to ask, and one that I think that most people don't consider. Kelley and I have a lot of thoughts on marketing and how to get in front of the right people. We could probably create an entire week-long conference just talking about that.
Yes, it's so, so true.
So
So
let's rate our visibility. Sorry, Kelley, go ahead.
no, I'll take it. I'll take it. A 1 would be I'm not very visible at all, right? Maybe like you're not getting as many leads in that you need to get in. Number 2, I'm not visible to the right clients. So that would be like, yeah, I'm getting the leads, but like everyone's saying I'm too expensive, or it's like the same venue over and over again. I want to be working somewhere different. I want to be in front of the right clients. Or 3, I'm visible to the right clients, meaning like everyone that you're getting in your inbox is a qualified lead. Planners are finding you. You have like a beautiful network and like ecosystem of those who operate in the luxury market or that premier market. So yeah, I think it's so good again too, to be looking at, rating your current visibility, and then how can we get you to that number 3, that solid number 3, where you're always consistently visible to the right clients. So let's look at the visibility matrix, another graph that Taylor has created for you because this is her love language to you. So this is on a scale of volume and amount and quality. So if we have, so where are we going to find like low quality of leads, but, and then like a low volume and amount that are actually going to pan out? That's when we're looking at like directories like The Knot or Wedding Wire, or I don't know, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, like other ones that might be like, even like some of these blogs, like Style Me Pretty, like they're not really bringing in like the visibility that they once did. And so like, and a lot of times the brides that are on those, like The Knot, the Wedding Wire, the quality of their budgets are low, right? And the volume that you're going to be able to bring in is low too, because it actually is like a high volume of so many vendors in those that it's just kind of spreading it thin when it comes to those clients actually landing in your inbox. If something that is high quality, but it's going to bring in a low amount of volume, is going to be things.
Oops.
Oh, it's separate.
Sorry.
No, we'll move that way. Okay, so past client referrals. This is a great one, right? Because so many of us are like, oh yeah, like I want to be referral based, referral based, referral based. People always ask me when I'm at like the park with my kids, they're like, what do you do for work? I'm like, oh, I'm a wedding videographer. And they're like, oh, like how do you know? Like how do you market? And I'm like, oh, I'm all referral based now. Okay, so a lot of times you think past client referrals are going to be like high quality and high amounts, but actually it is a high quality lead, right? Because they've like seen your work, they're familiar with your work and your process, but it's not going to be like high in volume, because as you're growing and because you guys are here, we're going to move you towards doubling your prices, tripling your prices, 5 times in your prices. Those past client referrals are going to become lesser and lesser because of the weddings that you're serving now. I actually just experienced this with a family. I shot their daughter's wedding in 2019. They came back to us for their next daughter's wedding for 2025, and they couldn't afford us anymore. So, like, yes, it's a high quality lead. It's really great to be able to see a past family in my inbox again, but they're not going to be able to they're not going to be able to afford me anymore. So the amount just isn't there. So next is the one I was going to get to, which is high amounts, right? So lots of eyes on your business with SEO. A lot of people want to play the SEO game. Taylor and I have lots of thoughts about SEO, or social media, right? So TikTok, Instagram, all those things. Lots of eyes on your business, a high volume, but low quality. I can already tell you guys, the brides that are finding me on Instagram now, they can't afford me anymore. The brides that are finding me on TikTok now, they can't afford me anymore. They could afford me when I was in that like $3,000 range. But you guys, we're not going to be in the $3,000 range forever. We're getting to be in the 5-figure club. And in the 5-figure club, those social media clients that discover you on social media and like reach out to you through DMs, they're not going to have the 5-figure budgets. It's just in our experience, that's how it goes. But what is going to yield, both high quality leads and a never ending reoccurring amount of leads? That is vendor referrals. So we're talking about planners, we're talking about photographers, we're talking about other filmmakers, venues, even don't sleep on like even the hair and makeup artists. Like those are going to be like leads that are going to be bringing you high quality weddings, especially when they're working with planners, and it's never going to end. It's a never ending cycle of referrals again and again and again. Even talk about that family that just came into my inbox. That was their last daughter to get married. So like there's the end of that cap for me, right? Whereas like a wedding planner, they're working with, 10 to 20 to 30 clients per year, and they're just constantly coming to you again and again and again. And it's all about forming those relationships with them so that you can, be that easy button push every single time. I'm going way too long on this, and Taylor's going to be like, going to kill me because we're on a time crunch. But that same client that I told you about, past family that couldn't afford us, same date, a wedding planner who we've had a relationship with for years and years came in and said, hey, my client's really interested in you guys. They booked an $18,000 package like that. Whereas like the client in 2019, I think they paid like $6,500 and they were looking for $6,500 again. And so that's where like that low amount didn't add up. But that planner came in, and right there, continual referrals with an $18,000 collection for next year. So your visibility strategy with these vendor referrals, it's going to be all about continuing to strengthen the existing relationships that you have. You may have worked with planners in the past that you didn't realize you needed to strengthen that relationship. You have a little bit of a relationship with them because you worked on an event together, but maybe you didn't follow through in really strengthening that relationship. On the other side, as we're raising our prices, we are going to be moving away from maybe other people who aren't on the same growth trajectory as you. So that's where it's going to take pursuing new relationships that are in the market above you to support those prices and those price increases. Too often, people are just raising their prices to raise their prices. And that's when we hit this plateau where the leads aren't coming in because we haven't done that back end work on the marketing side and the networking side to be able to support that that increase in price. And so that's why Taylor and I are here to teach all of our students how to do that really successfully and smart so that we're not getting like stuck in that like awkward in between where your brand isn't reflecting your new prices and it feels inconsistent. So, like I said, this is where we have all of this within our program, how to build new planner relationships, the new relationship tracker, seeing like how we can move the needle faster, gain that traction, and then how to really successfully establish a new relationship where it doesn't feel salesy, it doesn't feel gross. It's like it's a really tried and true way that Taylor and I teach each of our students on how to take that step-by-step process on one, recognizing who's going to be a qualified new relationship and a mutual one, right? We're not just going, to build relationships with planners because we just want their referrals. We're doing it because we know that we can serve their clients really well. And so that's why it's so important to understand who's just steps ahead of you, not yards away from you, as we say, so that it's, a really easy new relationship to gain.
So here's another past student. This is Drew and Kara. They're a husband and wife team. They actually are in my local market. They live in my city, so that's a fun fact. But they were in one of our first rounds of our luxury mastermind, and they were telling us that before joining, they were feeling extremely burnt out. They were one of those companies that was, taking on a little bit too much work, that 25 to 30 weddings a year range, and for filmmakers and photographers, maybe where your editing process is very, very in depth, that can be really, really heavy on the back end, right? So they also felt like they were being underpaid and they were booking weddings that they weren't really connecting with. But they took our mastermind and they loved how immersive it was. They love being surrounded by like-minded creatives, and it's so great because we have a blend of photographers and filmmakers in there, so we can kind of both be immersed in each other's worlds, which is so helpful. And we helped them curate and leverage their portfolio because they actually had a few hidden gems where they didn't really realize that they could leverage those pieces. We helped them curate their Instagram feed and navigate building really, really important planner relationships. And after Mastermind, they have been booking weddings at several $1,000s more than they were before. And that's over the course of a 12-month period. That's a $40,000 increase in revenue. So to me, that's just incredible. We love ROI. We love getting a return on those investments. And we love that actual feeling of results when it comes to revenue. So they definitely nailed it. They did such an amazing job. And it was such an amazing time having them inside our program with us. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to hit this last one, guys. Take a deep breath, breathe it out because we're almost done. We're almost there. We're going to teach you how to speak the language because you really need to nail this if you want to be successful entering and maintaining a business inside the luxury space. And this is going to complete our little strategy session of our pyramid. So here we go. You aren't speaking the language because maybe you have a lack of understanding of the premium and luxury markets. You've been serving the budget market for a while, or maybe you're brand new to the industry and you don't understand that there are fundamental differences as you scale within the industry in the way people speak, the way people operate. You name it, there are going to be differences. And if you don't have that understanding, then you really need to gain it. So the way we're going to fix that and start speaking the language in that way is to gain an understanding of the premium and luxury markets. This is something we cover literally week 1 inside Mastermind. We take people through this like mind-blowing journey of learning about the premium and luxury markets, and people walk away just with so much knowledge of like, oh, when I see that chair at a wedding, to me, I automatically know it may be a budget wedding, things like that. So
Yeah.
you really need to keep your eyes open and gain that understanding. And Kelley has a little story for you guys.
Yeah, I'll make it quick. This was 2017, you guys. Look at these two weddings. These were two weddings that we captured, I think, within like months of each other, maybe 3 months of each other. In 2017, I did not know how to speak the luxury language. And that's why my business was stuck at charging like $4,500 for video at the time, which I thought was like really good. I didn't know how much more my business could scale. I didn't know the capabilities that I had ahead of me and what was possible. Um, and so these were both at a luxury resort. I'm actually not quoting. It is a luxury resort. It's a Montage property. So this is Montage Laguna Beach. There's various Montage properties around the country and around the world, even down in Mexico. And I just looked at it because it was at a Montage. I looked at it as, oh, I'm shooting a luxury wedding. I didn't understand that there was different tiers in the market that we just uncovered for you guys yesterday. And this one on the left was so much more of a high caliber event than like we had even really shot. They did this huge build out of this structure. The creative partners that were a part of that were at a different tier of a level than we were. And this one on the right, it was like just okay, right? They kind of went with the house chairs. The creative team wasn't quite at an investment level that would consider them as luxury. What I did was I made a really bad mistake and I treated both of these weddings the exact same. I didn't leverage the one on the left to showcase the higher quality of weddings that I'm working with to be able to place my brand in front of the higher quality clients like these ones. And I held myself back by showcasing everything. I was still in the idea of like, oh, let me just show everything on my portfolio. And what it did is it really stunted my growth. And I think a lot of us here and talking to past students of ours, we help pull them out of this and discover this process sooner so that it doesn't have to take you 13, 14 years to reach that 5-figure club like it did me. Taylor had a much better understanding. She learned how to speak the luxury language sooner. And that's why she's been able to see like the same amount of growth as we have in less the amount of time. So we love to help, show our students this so that they're not making the same mistakes we did and that they can move the needle in their business faster. So another thing is that your pricing, your collections, and proposals aren't in alignment. You're not really sure how to speak that luxury language in your pricing, in like curating your collections and being able to curate portfolios that speak the language that are in alignment with high-end clients and how the luxury market operates. You have to learn how to tailor your pricing and collections and proposals to the premium and luxury market so that you're speaking the language not only of luxury wedding planners, but luxury clients and how they operate too. You also aren't speaking the language because your communication style and skills aren't up to par. How you're communicating on social media, how you're communicating through the booking process. And so we love to be able to show our students how to communicate in a way that it speaks the luxury language, that takes them through how to communicate in a clear and concise and kind manner with high level creative partners. And you aren't speaking the luxury language if you don't understand the luxury market sales and booking process. It is a way different ballgame than how we used to market to budget brides. And that same process and the same booking process and the same sales tactics are not the same ones that, attract high-end clients and speak that language. You have to learn to navigate the premium and luxury sales and booking process, like I said, and it is so different. And we love to be able to train and teach our students how to do that successfully so that they are seen as just a high caliber creative partner and where you should be in the market. So let me introduce you really quickly to Clarissa. She is an incredible filmmaker and mastermind alumni. She said, "We are now booking weddings at 4 times the prices before. We have never felt more motivated, more supported, and we are so excited for what's to come." And that is such an exciting place to be. We love an amazing transformation from all of our students, and they put in the work. They dove in deep in our 12 weeks together, and it was an incredible, they got their ROI, and it was just an incredible experience. So, the key takeaways from today and yesterday so far in this workshop is that it all starts with a foundation. And next, you must implement a proven strategy, which we shared with you guys today. And that strategy equals the luxury framework formula: learning to communicate your value through branding and portfolio, creating the right visibility for your brand, and learning to speak the luxury language that it's just going to become like your new fluent language, or speaking, we're learning a new language and you're going to become fluent in it really quickly. So, are you ready to follow the path to make the luxury or premium to the luxury or premium market and make your vision a reality once and for all? Think back to everything you thought about yesterday. Think back to the vision board that you created. I have like goosebumps thinking back to like everything that you guys have said to us, that what you want your business to look like. If you are ready, then we have really, really exciting news, because our luxury mastermind is now open for enrollment. You can head over to thelevelupco.com/mastermind. We love this. We love, there's nothing we love more than successful students and being able to make a difference in their business, but also their lives. Taylor?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to walk you through a little bit of what's inside. So, the Luxury Mastermind is a program where we coach you live, very much like this, but it's on Zoom. You're there with us over 12 weeks. And we find that that's like the perfect amount of time to gain momentum and keep up that enthusiasm and really tackle your business as a whole. Literally, everything we talked about today, we dive so deep inside during our 12 weeks together. You have access to the Luxury Framework, which is our pre-recorded course, which is about 4 hours of content in a module format. So there's 10 modules that kind of work in tandem with the Mastermind program. And you get lifetime access to all the replays, all of the amazing content inside Framework. And as we add to the course and as we update the course, which actually Kelley and I are in talk about having a little bit of a revamp session of it. Here are our weekly coaching topics. We have the entire program already laid out. We have everything settled and all of the topics pre-selected. We're going to go deep into the luxury market, guys. We're going to teach you the language of luxury. Week 1, we figure that out immediately because we're off to the races. We're going to teach you how to craft a high-end brand from the inside out, starting with that ideal client and literally trickling down to every piece of your brand. We're going to teach you how to leverage social media in a luxury way. You guys, Instagram is amazing, but when it comes to the luxury market, there's a way to use it that works for you in that market that's very, very different than the budget market. So we're going to teach you that. We're going to teach you how to price your services, build collections, and when you get to the point where you need them, create those beautiful custom proposals when you begin working with planners when that's needed. There's a huge process behind that, and we uncover that all for you and walk you through those steps step by step. We're going to teach you how to curate your portfolio to attract luxury clients, even if you don't have any luxury weddings to show. There are some tips and tricks that we can teach you. Then we're going to teach you how to find your tribe, which is forming relationships with wedding planners at any stage of business, whether you're currently charging $2,000, $3,000, or $8,000. There's wedding planners serving all aspects or all realms of the market, and you got to start somewhere, right? So getting those relationships going is key. We're going to teach you how to master the booking process. We talked a little bit a few slides ago about how the booking process in the luxury space is so different than it is in the budget market. So we're going to teach you how to do that along with the etiquette and the do's and don'ts. And we have an amazing consultation guide that we give you too. We're going to teach you our workflows for the luxury space, which is so helpful because you can learn to walk the walk, but unless you learn to talk the talk, it's a completely different thing. So you need to be able to function in the luxury space really confidently and seamlessly. And then we're going to teach you how to leverage opportunities and publications that may come your way. And we have some amazing guest speakers, you guys. I'm like, drum roll, please, because this is going to be like incredible. Kelley and I were like crying when all
Yes.
of these people said
I
yes.
like can't wait to like unveil this to you guys on who our guest speakers are this round for the 12 weeks together.
All right, here we go.
Ready? Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
We have Lynn Easton of Easton Events front and center because she is going to be the planner that we bring on this round. And of course, she just came out with her course a little while back where she teaches people how to build those relationships with wedding planners. If you're a photographer or a videographer, I think if you're a content creator or other creative type, this would probably work for you too, I would assume. And so she's just such a wealth of knowledge. And this lady means business. She's so, so smart. Eric McVeigh, who is just like the sweetest human in the entire world, who has been named top photographer of the world by Harper's Bazaar. I've had the opportunity to shoot weddings with him, hung out with him Engage in June. Just he's a gem of a human. And then Anna Lord, who is insanely talented, such an artist, who is a luxury destination wedding filmmaker. You guys, so the guest lineup is incredible this time. We are so, so excited. So I feel like if you know who any of these people are, like this is worth it for you. You should definitely hop in and
Yeah.
join us because it's going to be really, really great.
Yes, we are so excited, you guys. When Lynn said yes, like I said, Taylor and I were just like texting back and forth, like, I cannot believe it. Like, we are so excited. We always like to bring on a planner. We always like to bring on a photographer, and then we always like to bring on a filmmaker. So we source like the best of the best from each of them. We brought on so many people in the past. And this round is like extra special for us. So we already have their dates lined up on when they're going to be speaking and coaching to you directly, and you guys will be able to like ask questions of them. It's going to be so valuable to be able to have access to these three amazing individuals that are just sitting at the top of the market.
All right, guys. So what's it going to be? Are you going to take the long and winding path? Are you going to try to figure all of this out all on your own? You're going to do it your way. You're going to figure it out by trial and error, which is fine, but it's going to take you a while. It took Kelley 13 years, right? Or are you going to go ahead and just hop on that strategic path? You can come on the fast track with us and start seeing results immediately. You can raise your prices. You can start shooting weddings that you really want to be shooting wherever that is in the world, whether it's in your local market or amazing destinations abroad. There truly is a proven and tried and true strategy that works and has worked for over 100 filmmakers and photographers now. And we want to have you with us. Again, this is like, so Kelley and I both shoot full time for our own studios. And this mastermind is just like our little like favorite little baby that we created together, and we pour so much of ourselves into it on a weekly basis. We are there for you. You can ask us questions. We love giving feedback, like personalized feedback on people's assets, like website portfolio,
Yeah.
all those things.
Yeah.
We truly pour into our students. All right, guys, just a few more testimonials. I'm a true believer in if you're going to purchase something or you're going to invest in something, like make sure you do your homework on it, right? Like make sure you know that it's legit. And we're very happy to share all of these testimonials with you to show you that it does what we say it does, right? So Kim Alvarado, she is based in San Diego. She was in the first round of Mastermind that we launched last year. And she said, I cannot express how much my business has grown because of Taylor and Kelley. Elliot, who was in our fall mastermind last year, said just booked a wedding for over $7,500 for the first time, when a year ago, 80% of the weddings on his calendar were for under $2,500, right? So that's tripling his prices. That's incredible. So much amazing growth. We love that. Again, Osiris and Michelle, we already shared about them earlier, but they are just kind of giving their stamp of approval on Mastermind there. And then Alex, who is here actually today, if you want to say hi, Alex, I think you've chimed in a couple times, but Alex said that Mastermind was exactly what he needed, and he encourages you to join too. You won't regret it. And yeah, we're happy to say that over 100 people have now gone through the program, and we have guided so many people in their journeys, and we love being your cheerleaders, guys. And guys, okay, Kelley and I were on the phone when this email came through. This is literally this morning, about 2 hours ago or an hour and a half ago. This is people who just went through our most recent round of Mastermind. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. Is it too blurry for you guys?
I can see it.
Okay, great. So basically, he just said, Thank you so much for the amazing experience you both provided in the course. We learned a lot, and also the way you treated us as the clients, as the students throughout the process was so great. The entire experience was instructive and encouraging. And then they said, I highlighted this part. We're shocked at the growth that is already happening and beyond excited about our rebranding in September, October. We greatly exceeded our 2025 revenue expectations and are working more with clients that we're aligned with. And so much of it is due to working with you both. So, you guys, it works. And this email just made us so happy today, especially since we were opening the doors to you guys. I feel like it was the universe was speaking in amazing ways. So
Yeah. Amazing. Thomas Bacaj, he is a photographer in Texas, just a gem of a human, past mastermind student. He has said that he secured his largest contract to date. We welcomed him into the five-figure club. He booked a $10,000 wedding weekend. Truly could not have been able to attract this type of client or be able to learn how to even book them confidently without before learning what Taylor and Kelley taught me. I'm confident this group will just continue to hit amazing milestones. These things work when they are applied consistently. And also, you guys, they work quickly. We are, like we said, if you joined us yesterday, we are busy moms with 6 kids combined. We need tried and true methods that work quickly and effectively because we want to give time back to our families. And I know that you guys want to get more of your time back, either if you have a family or if you want to travel on your own more, or if you want to pour more back into your, spending time with siblings or spending time traveling. Like there's so much that can be gained in following this proven step-by-step framework. And we really, really hope to see you guys inside. We're kicking things off next month. We also have Sydney. She said, I just ended a nearly 5-month streak of no bookings. That can be hard. Taylor and I have experienced that too in years prior. And she just booked her first couple with her new rate. She had just raised her prices. It's the highest I've booked so far. And then I have another couple interested in my highest package with multi-day coverage. I think there was a few people in here that said that they want to get into multi-day coverage. And Taylor and I inside of the program talk about how you can attract more clientele that are interested in multi-day coverage because it takes a different strategy. She says, I feel like I can breathe again. Thank you guys for being a huge source of encouragement. You're honestly the only reason why I didn't lower my prices back down out of fear. We love that. Then Drew Coleman, we introduced you guys to him yesterday. He said he booked his first 5-digit wedding. I have weddings all over the country and overseas this year, and I'm gearing up for a great 2025. You guys can gear up with Drew for a great 2025 too.
So here we go. Enrollment's open. It will be open for 1 week. Doors close next Wednesday, August 28th at midnight Pacific time. So if you're an East Coaster, you have until 3 a.m., I guess. And we couldn't be more excited, guys. We start on September 10th. It's a 12-week program. We'll get you out of there before the holidays. And again, all those bonuses that we walked you through, those expire tomorrow night at midnight. So if you want to get all of those things we talked about, all of the little extras, they're all on the page. So if you go to the levelupcode.com/mastermind, it'll show you everything we talked about in the slide deck. But those expire at midnight tomorrow. So if you want those, hop on it quickly. Doors will close. Seats generally will fill up before the doors close.
Yeah.
So if you're
That's
on
the
the
other
fence,
thing.
hop in.
Yeah, that's the other thing too, you guys. This is it has a limited capacity because we really believe in giving individualized attention within a group setting. We believe in a group setting because we believe that it cultivates quick growth. And being live here with you today, it's like this every single week. We meet once a week and we have homework for you. Taylor just put together this incredible track that you can follow. And it even breaks down how much time that's going to take you per week. I know that this can all feel really overwhelming. I saw someone say in the comments, I'm just so overwhelmed on where to begin. You don't have to feel that way, you guys. We can literally lead you through this so seamlessly, so effectively, and get you to your goals faster than you ever imagined. So again, this fills up every single time we've reached capacity, and we've had to turn people away when we've reached capacity. So if this is something that your heart is telling you, I need to stop following this winding path. I need the straight and narrow. I want I want to just be told what to do. We will tell you what to do and it will work. You've seen the results. They speak for themselves. We even have past students in here now that are saying like, this is worth it. Don't hold yourself back. Like jump all in. It is time to jump all in and get to those goals. So anything else, Taylor? We had some questions in here. Again, head over to the Level Up Co /mastermind, and we have even more information. If you have like questions, send us a DM on Instagram. We would be happy to like assist you in figuring out if you are a really great candidate for this and if you can see like the results that we are promising to you. Or send us an email too, hello@the Level Up Co, and Taylor or myself would be happy to get back to you as soon as possible. We care, you guys. We really care. This is like what we live for, what we love, changing lives and making dreams happen.
Thank you for joining us in today's conversation. Please help us reach more filmmakers and photographers like you by taking a screenshot and sharing it to social media. And don't forget to tag us at The Level Up Co.
And join us again next week, same time, same place, as we continue to level up the industry together.